Hey everybody, today we're talking about the ABRSM Grade 2 snare drum solo Swaggerit. We're going to begin this like we do with all of our solos, and we're going to first look at the time signature, make sure there's no surprises there. 4/4, pretty simple. We all know 4, the top number, tells us there are 4 beats in a measure. The bottom number tells us that there are going to be 4 quarter notes per measure. Simple, we know this stuff. The next thing we do is take a look at the instructions the composer has given us. That helps us understand what we're trying to feel when we play. And right above the first measure, our composer Alex Neil writes the words, "with swagger." Now, how do you explain swagger? If you don't know what swagger is, I don't know that I can explain it. You're gonna have to go out and figure it out for yourself. But in general, swagger is your confidence. Swagger is your belief that you are doing this right, okay? So I think that's really important to have when you're playing percussion, and especially playing this solo. I want you to have swagger, just real belief that this is it. My version is the version that you want to hear, all right? Put that into your head, okay? The next thing they write, oh, his title is also called Swaggerit. So we all know this is all about swagger. The next thing he writes next to it, and this is really interesting because we haven't seen it before, is quarter note equals C period 92. Now that C is an abbreviation for the word circa, and circa is a word that means about, okay? Like about 92, around 92. And I think that's great that the composer has given us that freedom by saying that, meaning this piece is all about your own swagger. So if you want to take it a little bit laid back, that's on you. That's great. Do it. If you want to go a little bit up tempo, then that's good too. If you listen to the opening solo, I'm a little bit faster than 92. And that's just where I felt it. Okay? So I think that's really great. The next instruction that our composer has given us, just above, just under the title, you can see there's a little key there, right? He's written the lines. And he shows us that the C space, or the third space up, is a normal note, just a normal snare drum note. The next one is a little diamond above, and that is a stick click. Playing stick on stick, okay? That's pretty cool. And the next one, rim, the little X. So every time you see that X, you're gonna play on the rim. Now let me address something about those stick clicks and rim clicks. We're going to need to be consistent with it. As you can hear, when I do a stick click, I can make lots of different sounds. Click, 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 click. It sounds like very different everywhere I go. So when we get to stick clicks, I want you to pick. It's up to you. It's your swagger. Decide where you want to play on the stick. And try to keep it the same every time. Consistency. Same with your rim clicks, right? Yeah, playing on the rim. Listen to that. You can really hear a difference there. So we're going to aim to try and play in the same spot every time. Now the next thing I like to do with the piece is just explore the dynamics. Make sure there's nothing that's going to catch me by surprise. And we start off forte. We are like strong, really putting out that swagger strong for a long time. Really, just hold it up, keep playing with those accents. And then it's not until measure 8 that we get our first dynamic instruction that's different than forte. And we have a nice decrescendo down to piano. And we're gonna remember to take our time. Okay, each note progressively smaller than the previous one. Sometimes I hear people, the first time they play a crescendo, or early on they're playing, and they're already quiet by beat 3. But we want to make sure that we take the entire time to come down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're not at piano until beat 4. Next, measure 9. This is our first case in the ABRSM series of 2 Ps, which is pianissimo. So we're going to play that as quiet as we can. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And I think that's to help match the rim click, to make sure that that's balanced. Because oftentimes the snare drum can sound a little bit louder than the rim click. or vice versa. It depends on your drum, really. So making sure we're coming down to 2 Ps. Then we've got our stick clicks at mezzo forte. So make sure those feel strong. Back to piano, pianissimo. We have one note that's mezzo piano, and 1 and 2, 4, 1 and 4, 1 and, okay? Then measure 14, piano, stick clicks, and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We're gonna make that crescendo, and one advice I'm going to give you is that you can feel free to make sure that the sticks get a little bit louder than when you're about to play on the drum. The sticks will not sound as big as your drum anyway, so really you can go beyond really your mezzo forte, thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you're playing mezzo forte, 1, 2 and 4. Then we have a nice crescendo, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, making sure we take that whole time to get all the way up to 3, each note just a little bit louder than the one before. Then we have 2 measures of rolls, which we'll talk about. Mezzo forte, back to mezzo piano, back to mezzo forte. We are going to finish the piece. Last 2 bars, we're going to step it up to forte, and then the last bar, step it up, fortissimo with accents. Really tell them, I'm done with this piece, all right? With swagger. Okay? Now, before we begin our play along, let me address those 2 rolls, because rolls are kind of new to us in grade 2, and what I would do in this instance is buzz 16th notes. So if we're playing, for instance, in measure 16 you have 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. I'm going to play the same thing, but I'm going to buzz all those notes without the crescendo for that bar 17. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. If I was to exaggerate, it would sound like this. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. But we're going to smooth those bounces out. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. If you haven't worked on buzzes, it's definitely a good thing to go do. We've got quite a few exercises in the Rudiment series that you can go check out that will help you work on your buzz. Okay? Let's go ahead and move on to our play along. Okay, we're going to begin our play along as we do with all the other snare drum play alongs. We're going to remind ourselves of 2 things. Our playing spot. We're going to try to play across the snare bed, off the center, not to the edge, just about halfway through, right in here. This is our playing spot. We're going to try to stay consistent. We're not going to move around a lot. We're going to avoid dancing on the head, so really pay attention to that. The other thing we're going to think about is just letting our sticks fall and bounce right back up. Similar to lifting on timpani, but on snare drum, the tension is so high that it actually, I don't have to do anything. It bounces for you. So really focusing on getting off the drum, just dropping your sticks. Okay, we're going to play through at 76. We're going to go a little bit slower here and really count aloud and make sure we've got everything lined up. Well, the first thing to address that we see are those accents. You see them with flams right at the beginning. We're going to have alternating flams, which is exciting. Left, right, and a 1 and 2. And then you'll see accents at the end of bar 2 with no flams. But you want those to have the same feeling. You want to have those feeling the same as they did without a flam. Okay? Here we go. This is quarter note equals 76. Again, I'm going to play along with my snares off and a little bit of mute on the head. It's just good for our ears and for the microphone at this point. A 1, 2, a 1 and 2 and ready, play. And a 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and 4 and 2, 3 E and a 4 and a 1, 2, 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2, 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E accent, accent, 3 E and a 4 and 1 and 2, stay crescendo, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and click, click, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Buzz, 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 3, 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2. 3 E and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 E and 4 and a 1 and 2. Forte here. 1 and 2 and 3 E and. Hopefully that didn't blow out the mic, but that's what you should do at the end. 3 E and. Very good. I hope you're having fun. If you have any questions, as always, please send me an email. We'll have one more play along where I'll count you in and you can play along at quarter note equals 92. I'll make sure that we stay at 92 for that one. But again, thanks to the composer for showing us that circa 92. So put your swagger onto this piece. Have fun. I'll talk to you later. Bye. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, play.